Hello, everyone. This is going to be the Darlington race review for Throwback Weekend. Um, yeah. Usually I come out, say what my initial thoughts are. I thought it was fine. It was a little bit of a disappointment because usually I have a little bit higher expectations for Darlington. It was the race was good, but it wasn't fantastic, right? I think a lot of people were expecting a little bit better race than what we were given. Start of the race, I mean, first two stages, I mean, not much happened. I don't really think. I don't really recall much happening. Um, like there was the one caution in stage one for the fluid on the track, which apparently Hamlin might have hit. Damaged his car early, and he was kind of a non-factor all day. Hamlin was not it, but which was really surprising. But yeah, it's non-factor. But early on, I mean, Truex looked nigh unstoppable. I thought it was just gonna be a Truex day, where he just stinks up the field. But definitely lost the handling in the second half of the race. Yeah, in the stage two, when they did their pit stop, they Truex's the handling on that car went away as the track changed, and he fell back. But then at the end, started making a charge back at Ross Chastain for the stage win. Last turn, he went for a dive bomb, Hail Mary type of move down low into turn three, and then slid up the track, ran into Ross Chastain and spun himself out, um, costing him a lot of stage points there. But he still got a stage point even though he spun, which is how far they were. He was up ahead of everyone else. Honestly, there's not a whole lot to talk about in this race until the very end because not a ton happened. We started stage three, and that's when Eric Jones had his issue. Yeah, it just the tire fell off on the exit of two. He spun somehow, like half saved it, but left complete carnage behind him. Took out McDowell, Suarez, Dillon, and a lot of other cars with damage as well. Unfortunate, but I guess that not completely unexpected when you hire. I mean, we kind of saw it last year, right? Because they have Joe Gibbs pit crews. Bubba's pit crew last year was awful, so I guess it's not entirely super surprising something like that happened. Just unfortunate that happened and took out a lot of good cars, probably. So, um, and then yeah, Eric got held 2 laps, so his race was done from that point. But he still somehow came back for a top 25. Due to all the clownfoolery at the end of the race that we'll get into soon. But and then we had a spin in turn three for Stenhouse a few laps later when he had his flat tire, was trying to enter pit road. He was running really, really well all week. But unfortunately he had that tire go down, but he still got a okay finish of 13th. So not a complete disaster. He's still in like the top 16 points, which is incredible. I mean, he's been really good this year. Be curious to see if they can still keep that all up throughout the year. And then we had that long run, and with the green flag cycle, Larson was in the lead, pitted at the right time, got the lead, and it looked like he was gonna just go on and win. And then, hello Newman. Newman spun off turn four, I believe, and then that kind of set up the end stage of complete clown show. That's all you can really say it was, because frankly it was. Um, yeah, I mean, we went into turn one. Larson and Chastain were side by side. Larson walled Chastain for earlier in the race, and one of the restarts pinched him up really high. I don't exactly remember if they hit the wall entirely, but definitely try to give him some payback there. But and also that restart was weird because like it looks like Ross just jumped it. He probably should have been black flagged because it really did just look like he just went before even Larson went. I mean, I like that the new rule is that you can beat the leader to the line, but um, can't go first when you're second. So very confusing by NASCAR on that. But going to turn one and two there, and Truex slides up the track when Logano's on the outside. He self spins, self turns himself, and then the entire field behind him goes crashing into him. And that was an interesting call by NASCAR, as well as who got scored where, because there was cars in the wreck, and then there was cars that avoided it that got through and was clearly ahead of the wreck, but they let like Chase and Harvick get all their spots back, which was kind of weird. Never really seen that, so I'd like to understand NASCAR's logic on that. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But honestly, the entire race control this weekend, from trucks, Xfinity, and this Cup race, very, very weird, very poor in my opinion. We don't really have to get into the truck and Xfinity races, do we? With what is a caution and what isn't a caution. But then that sets up another green, white, checkered. I don't even know if it was green, white, checkered, to be honest. But they go into turn 1 and 2, and so basically Ross is walled Larson once, and Larson's walled Ross once. So they go into turn 1, and Ross goes below the apron, and then Larson is right on the dotted white line, like where the apron is. So like Ross doesn't really have an option with how Darlington works. You're going to slide against to the wall. So personally, I actually think this is not all on Ross. Larson gave absolutely zero room. Larson knows better than that, in my opinion. He knows he needs to slide up a bit, slide up the track, because that's how the cars go at Darlington. You slide up the track, and then you come back down on the exit of 2. But he wasn't going to give Ross that option, and Ross kept moving up the track. And then the exact same thing with Truex and Logano from the last restart. Ross turned up and got hooked. But I personally don't actually think it's all on Ross. I know it's gonna be blasphemy to say that. I don't really think it is. Like you got to give room in 1 and 2 at Darlington. Like he was going to slide up. He was on the apron. He has to go up the track, and Larson wasn't going to allow that. So of course they're gonna crash. They can be, and then, I mean, I'd love to hear what Larson wants to say about it, but he declined to comment about it. But then that set up William Byron to take the lead, and Harvick front row. But Harvick was one of those cars in the first one with the Truex crash, and then he was just happy to take a second place, and Byron just drove away because he actually had a clean car, and Harvick and everyone in the top 5's cars were like manhandled and destroyed and stuff. So Byron comes home with his 3rd win of the season. It's kind of weird that Byron's been like the huge benefactor of all the late race green, white checkers. He's like, he wasn't going to win Vegas, he wasn't going to win Phoenix, and he wasn't going to win Darlington, and then chaos happens at the end. So that was that. So it was a good race. A little disappointing in my opinion overall, because I expected so much more, I guess. But next week is North Wilkesboro, the All-Star race. Should be very interesting. No one really knows what to expect with a 40-year-old racing surface. So tire fall off is going to be ridiculous. So it should be an interesting race. Yeah, and that's gonna be it for this week's race review. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really appreciate it, and helps me out. So next week's North Wilkesboro. Hope to see you there, and thanks for watching. Peace.